LTTV Ball Talk Daily. Y'all see the title. Y'all seen the thumbnail. Let's get right into this reaction. This is episode 56.
Another young superstar, Ja Morant, showed out in a three-point loss Sunday to the Lakers, dropping 43-10. Ja was picked second overall in 2019. LaMelo Ball third in 2020. That got us thinking, who would you rather have, Ja or LaMelo? Who wants to start here?
Go ahead, S.A.
Yeah, we
Go ahead. Yeah, we've been starting every show we come on. We always start.
We want
Go
this to
ahead.
be second take.
All right, let's make this clear. This is last year's Rookie of the Year, LaMelo Ball, and 2020's Rookie of the Year, Ja Morant. Two of the best upcoming players, I would say, both that are guaranteed to make the All-Star team.
Wow.
All right, let's get it.
Let's be clear. Let's be clear. It's Ja Morant.
Okay.
This brother's on another level. I don't like the fact that he missed up the back end of
Free throw, yeah.
free throw.
40 and 10.
I believe in this brother. This brother is a superstar in the making. And that's not to throw any shade on LaMelo Ball, who obviously I got a lot of love for. And by the way, let's give his pops some props. His pops told us for many years. Listen, these guys, my sons can play. Lonzo has elevated his game. I think the best thing that's happened to Lonzo.
Get out of L.A., though. That was the best thing.
The
ever
best
happened
thing.
to him.
Part one was him getting out of L.A. Part two was his brother entering the league.
Yeah.
Because you got that sibling rivalry. And he elevates his game, and so you see that. Because LaMelo is the kind of dude that he just got a lot of heart and skill. Beautiful point guard, tremendous promise, not taking anything away from him.
Now, that was a good point there. I said this many times before in the last channel, Blunt Talk with LT, that Lonzo elevated his game when LaMelo came in the NBA. And before LaMelo even made the NBA, people were comparing LaMelo to Lonzo. And I went on my platform and said LaMelo was better than Lonzo going into the NBA. And then he came into the NBA and proved my point. Another one of my predictions, but you know what I mean? It is what it is. Let's get back into it. Lonzo's still good, but he's elevated since LaMelo's got in the league. He's seen how LaMelo's having his way with defenders, getting to the rim, being aggressive, and Lonzo picked up his aggression. Team also has something to do with it. The scheme and the game plan of your team, where you fit in with the team, especially being on Chicago now, there's no excuse.
I'm just saying that when I look
I'm not saying he's making an excuse because Lonzo's playing well, so let's get back into it.
Ja Morant, this brother is sensational. I mean, he's got box office superstardom written all over him, okay? And he's only getting better. He's ferocious. He's incredibly athletic. Is he a passer like LaMelo? No, he's everything else. Everything else. Ja Morant is the real deal. And not only is he the real deal in terms of numbers, he's the real deal in terms of competitiveness. You walk through the turnstiles to see the show that this brother's going to put.
Now, Ja Morant is a superstar. He is one of those box office players. His stats, 35 and 8. I don't think he's going to be able to keep up those stats throughout the season. They're going to come down to earth a little bit, probably. But, he's still a superstar. Still one of the best players to watch play. Let's get back into it.
I'm a Ja Morant fan, and even over LaMelo Ball. And I love LaMelo Ball. But Ja Morant is a special dude.
Yeah, I like Ja, and I was talking to Jay about this a while ago. Ja reminds me a lot of Dame, right? He reminds me just a lot high-scoring volume.
Yeah, not the long-range game.
Not the long-range game,
but
the high-score, the volume.
Yep.
And to a degree, LaMelo reminds me of Jason Kidd, but a better scorer, okay? A better
I like
scorer.
that analogy. I like
and
that.
So when I'm looking at that, you say, well, who would you rather have to build your team around, for instance?
What?
I don't like that. Why would you compare LaMelo Ball to Jason Kidd? They tried to compare Lonzo Ball to Jason Kidd, and that was a more fitting comparison. LaMelo Ball's a whole different beast. To compare him to Jason Kidd is disrespectful to LaMelo Ball's game at this point. Yeah, Jason Kidd, Hall of Famer. Jason Kidd, one of the greatest point guards of all. We get it. But their game is completely different. He's taller, he's flashier, he's more athletic, he's a way better shooter. It's disrespectful. I'm sorry, it is. Lonzo, we get the comparison. LaMelo, don't disrespect my nigga like that.
Jesus Christ.
I'd rather have a dude that's complete like Ball. Complete, which means he can score, he's long,
I don't know if he plays
rebound.
better defense than Ja Morant.
Just
I don't
as
think
good.
so.
I don't know, but here's what I'm gonna say.
Ja Morant's probably
you
a little
also
better
have to factor into his youth and his age.
LaMelo's-
This
Nah,
is
I
the
don't
first time in his career he's really played organized basketball. Not no high school stuff real quick.
Now, this was an asinine take by Keyshawn Johnson. The first time LaMelo's played organized basketball, he played in Lithuania when he was 15, 16 in their professional league. He went back to high school and played, but he also went to the NBL. That's a basketball league in Australia, their national basketball league, where ex-NBA players are there, such as Aaron Brooks, and he had another big that was also I can't remember his name. But he had 2 NBA players, ex-NBA players on his squad. There's many NBA players in the NBL. He was playing organized professional basketball before he got to the league. That's why he's so great. He didn't play no college level basketball. He was playing on another level. So he came to the NBA. Of course, the NBA is a step above the NBL. Not just a step, but clearly steps above. But it was organized basketball. So this take right here is absolutely asinine. Let's get back to it.
Not overseas real quick. This is the first time. He didn't play in college, and he only played a stint
That's fair.
overseas.
That's
that was
fair.
real
Well,
not
that's fair.
real
Played more than
organized basketball. In high school, it's high school. This is the first time. He's only going to continue to get better.
You could make an argument that playing overseas better prepares you than actually playing in
But he
college
wasn't.
because of
Yeah.
the professional game.
He didn't finish playing though.
I, but he
only played a
he's
handful
played
of
around
games.
his. I think he has an advantage.
He didn't just play a handful of games. He won Rookie of the Year in the NBL. He played enough games to win Rookie of the Year. Stop the cap, man.
He's played around his brothers for a long time, and Lonzo's always played a pro-like game in the way they see the floor. S.A., I hear what you're saying. Have you ever stood? Have you been next to Ja? No. So they labeled Ja as 6'3". Ja ain't 6'3". Now I'm with you on Ja. You know how I'm built. I'm already connected there. Ja's like 6'1.5", 6'2", right?
Okay.
Fantastic athletic. LaMelo's 6'7".
Yeah,
Was
long,
not
man.
even grown.
Yeah, see, Ja Morant's 6'1", 6'2". Like, he's like Ja Morant. The way I look at Ja Morant, and reason why he's one of my favorite players is because Ja Morant plays exactly how I played basketball in my head, as in like similar styles, but he's way better than what I played like. So obviously that's what I aspire to be. Every play is like a highlight play, but you know what I mean. And he's not that much taller, really and truly. But LaMelo, 6'7". It's a different.
Grown into
bad-
his body.
it's hard to compare.
Next to him.
Yeah, he long.
6'7"
long.
was not grown into his body yet.
Okay.
Now
facts.
the playmaking ability, that's where I think I have to fight back because I didn't agree with Key at first on this one.
Okay.
LaMelo Ball might end up becoming the face of the league.
Tried to tell Jay
He
this
might.
a year ago.
No,
He
he's
talked about this,
I
so he
said,
might not.
I said
Now-
it might not happen in Charlotte. He may have to move to become that face to a bigger market, but I see it happening.
I hope for Jordan's sake he stays in Charlotte.
And Ja's on his way, but let me tell you where LaMelo has a different advantage than Ja. See, LaMelo has been built into this distribution network from his brother, the show, everything. You know everything about LaMelo from an early age.
Facts.
If it's him pulling up to a game in a green jacket and a green Lamborghini, you hate it if you like it, right? It's polarizing. But his on the court play speaks volumes because he gets everybody involved. So it's a combination of both, where I think Ja is way more understated, absolute killer. But what LaMelo can grow into, I think he has a higher ceiling.
call it
Yeah.
growth.
I think he can have a higher
Time
ceiling.
out, y'all. Here's what I would say. We've seen, like you talk about the greatness of a Jason Kidd and guys like that, right? But when you looked at Kobe, it was just something different.
It was an it factor.
And I'm telling you that when it comes, because Jason Kidd had the it factor now. Jason Kidd was a showman. I mean,
Stop
it was a
comparing. This is
showtime
what
with
I'm talking about.
magic and stuff. But Jason Kidd was one of those dudes that
This is what I'm talking about. Yeah, you're gonna build up Jason Kidd, but he's not. He was not Kobe. So to try to compare LaMelo to him, you're pushing him down in this shitty bracket of Jason Kidd. Like that's what Lonzo was compared to. The way I look at Ja Morant and LaMelo Ball is like comparing a Kobe and a Iverson, or like a McGrady and a Iverson, or something like that. Of course, like it's not the same, but it's like, you know what I mean? They're both box office, face of the league type style talents.
reminded you of what Showtime used to be, because Jason Kidd leading the
Well, that's
break
when he came
was something
into the
special
league.
to
That's what
behold.
they kept
I mean,
saying,
he was
Young Magic.
spectacular. What I'm saying to you is when you look at Ja Morant, he is a killer. He's a guy that you give the ball to LaMelo to make the right play.
That's not.
You give the ball to Ja Morant.
All right, if anybody's seen the last episode I did, we broke down LaMelo's highlights and why I guaranteed that he would make the All-Star team. But we seen him down one, a minute left in the game. The smart decision wasn't for him to take that three, and he took it. It hit the basket, but he could have made a pass to score in the paint, a better basketball play, but he took that three. So to try to say this shit, he's that, Ja Morant's that guy, and LaMelo's not. They're both aggressive. They're both killers. Stephen A's making a dumbass point right now. I fucks with Stephen A, but this is a dumbass point.
Morant finished the deal. There's just a different mentality. And I'm saying to you, I can't ignore that. Right now, it's only 3 games into the season. He averaging 35 on 58% shooting, 44% for three-point range. We know that's not going to last in terms of the percentage. But the point, this brother can do it anytime he wants to. He's that spectacular, and he's a killer. You saw him in a playing game against Golden State in the playoffs. You see what this guy has done in pressure moments. He answers the call. And I'm just saying,
so does
I
LaMelo.
can't ignore that killer in him that shows up when it counts. Ja Morant is special. Is special.
I agree.
Right.
You have to take into consideration, though, he's a year further ahead in the process.
Okay.
Year 3 as opposed to LaMelo, who just got the Rookie of the Year, right? And also look at the makeup of the team. Now, I'm not saying, dismissing, Ja's not elevating Dylan Brooks and Jackson and all these guys. But you look at the makeup of the team that LaMelo has, in fact, they were in the consideration last year before the bottom kind of dropped out. They're right there. He's on pace.
Yeah.
He's on pace to do something similar.
All right, well, it's fluid.
It's fluid.
It's fluid.
Yes, I like this line.
But the bottom line is, you can't ignore when we think about the great players that we talk about. When you think about that 75 list, we talk about people. Most of the people who made the list were people who closed, people who finished, people who had that it factor. And I'm saying, Ja Morant has that. No one will deny that. No one will deny that.
You see.
Thanks for watching.
This is the problem I have with his take right there. It's because, Ja Morant has that 100%. He has that it factor. He has that closer's factor, but so does LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball is, 20 years old? Ja Morant's 22. Ja Morant currently, I would say, is a better player than LaMelo Ball. He's further along. He's older. This is his 3rd year. This is LaMelo Ball's sophomore year. LaMelo Ball has a higher ceiling, and I think he'll develop into a better player because he's taller, he's bigger, he's a better playmaker. He has a higher ceiling. Being a smaller guy like Ja Morant, if you get injured, it could just take you down the wrong path. We've seen what happened to Derrick Rose. I don't think that's what's going to happen to Ja Morant. I think Ja Morant's going to be a star for the upcoming years, but I do think that just to say everything that Stephen A said about Ja Morant could be said about LaMelo Ball. So for him to use that as to bolster his point, to act like he was right about the things he said, was absolutely wrong, because he was right about everything he said about Ja Morant, but it didn't disprove anything they said about LaMelo Ball or, push him above, elevate him to a stature above, because at the end of the day, you could say the same things about LaMelo Ball. I don't completely disagree with his pick taking Ja Morant over LaMelo Ball, but his reason is asinine. And I usually think that he kind of has a bit of he kind of hates a little bit when it comes to the Ball family, because he knows that LeVar Ball was right and he didn't want to have to face that truth. So by comparing LaMelo Ball to Jason Kidd, who is a Hall of Famer and one of the greats, it's still disrespect to LaMelo Ball. I don't care what anyone says. LaMelo Ball is a different type of talent. He's way more flashy, more athletic. It's not that same guy. But, we're going to wrap it up here. Decent reaction.
Wow.